Hi everyone, Adam from Midwest Panel Builders, and we're back in Sling 5 Mike Whiskey. We're currently flying behind the new Garmin AXIS integrated display system. These are the GDU 116 November Charlie displays, so this is the fully integrated package here. We just completed an RNAV runway 27 approach in our last video. This video is going to be the VOR runway 36 approach, and we're actually going to do this as a plus V with GPS overlay. So what that means is we're going to be magenta needles the whole time, but we're going to be monitoring the VOR with our bearing pointer to legally fly this on GPS and get a advisory glide path, but still call it a VOR approach. So I'll show you what that looks like on this system, and this is something you can do on G3X Touch as well. So right now we're on an assigned heading from ATC. Let's get our approach loaded in the system. Okay, we're on the waypoint page here. I've got the VOR runway 36 approach loaded as a plate. I'm going to take a quick look at my minimums, which is 1220. So I hit load procedure. So we got the load approach page open here. VOR 36 plus V, so that's our approved guidance. We're going to do vectors. Minimums are going to be 1220. Enter. That loads it over there on the barrel min. Then we're going to activate vectors to final. So we've got our approach loaded now. We're going to go ahead and go to our waypoint page. We'll full screen, well, full split screen the chart. And now we're ready to go. We're just waiting for further from Great Lakes Approach to give us the next turn.
Mike Whiskey, turn right, heading 270.
Right turn heading 270, 5 Mike Whiskey. One thing that I did is I pushed the heading pill and typed it in. It's a lot easier than sitting there twisting the knob all the time when you've got such a high heading change. That's a trick I showed on the G3X in the past, and of course AXIS you can do it as well. We got our advisory glide path.
1871 approach 1860.
So we've got the Flint VOR identified. We know that because FNT is in green under the frequency. Also, down here under VOR1, we have FNT in green. We're 11 nautical miles GPS. This is not slant range. This is actual distance from the VOR. See if he's going to give us our clearance.
5 Mike Whiskey, 10 south of Flint, turn right heading 340, maintain VFR, clear for the VOR runway 36 approach into Flint, maintain best forward speed, charge follow.
Okay, right turn 340, maintain VFR. We're cleared for the VOR 36, best forward speed, 5 Mike Whiskey. Alright, so we got cleared. So we can't arm the approach yet because we're currently suspended. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit nav. That sets up the GPS for the intercept. So we're waiting to intercept the final approach course. Once we intercept and I see that suspend disappear, I should then be able to arm the approach for the glide path. The other thing you can see on the CDI marker here too, it's a little dark, but there's actually a diamond that shows the VOR signal on the CDI. And then we've got the triangle for the magenta, which is your GPS course as well. So we're going to see that those become coincident soon. Suspend disappeared down here, but I can't arm the approach yet. This is something I'm still trying to figure out what the logic is here. I know that once I get on final approach course, I definitely can. I don't yet know what the exact point is where I can arm that, so we're going to find that out here.
Hey guys, I wanted to step in really quick while I was editing this. The pilot guide became available during the edit of this video. And as I was thumbing through it, I found this page that you see on your screen that shows what your CDI looks like when you're doing a VOR plus V approach. And this is in the section of the manual, particularly page 7-29, that talks about VOR plus V approaches. And you can see that they talk about the preview information on the CDI that has the VOR information there. So as it turns out on AXIS, this is a feature that specifically when you're shooting these types of approaches that you can use the GPS overlay on, it will automatically put that on your CDI every time. On the G3X, we always required the bearing pointer, and so that's what I was used to, and that's why I was talking about that on this video, but as it turns out, you don't need it. I also tried to look through this manual for anything to do with when we can arm the approach for the purposes of the glide path, and there's nothing available in the manual to talk about that, so I have that question out to Garmin. Unfortunately, I won't have the answer to that question when this video goes live, but we'll probably do a follow-up later on.
Flint Tower, Sling 915 Mike Whiskey, VOR 36.
Sling 915 Mike Whiskey, Flint Tower, 13608, runway 36, clear for the option.
Clear for the option 36, Sling 915 Mike Whiskey.
Mike Whiskey, after the option, turn right heading 040, maintain VFR at or below 2,500.
Okay, after the option, heading 040 VFR at or below 2,500. Sling 5 Mike Whiskey. One thing I'll show you real quick while we wait for that is our bearing pointer. You can kind of see that it's on there. That's what I have it set to. To get that, just tap on the HSI, go to PFW settings, bearing pointer. I have mine set on VOR 1 over here. You could also do number 2 if you wanted to get that set up. Interestingly, I still cannot arm.
Okay, with 9912 to continue down the runway.
There it is. There's our glide path.
And
so for whatever reason, it's like I had to be right on top of this last waypoint, this FS36 waypoint, to be able to hit the glide path. I'm not sure what's going on there, but no matter. We'll reduce power. We'll start our descent. And I'm going to figure out exactly what the logic behind that is and let you guys know, because that's kind of strange behavior. I don't remember this being the case on the G3X Touch doing these types of approaches. Alright, quick sit rep in the approach here. We're currently 4 miles from the Flint VOR. We're on glide path. We have both our coincident CDI from the nav receiver as well as the GPS CDI. Everything's looking good. Our bearing pointer is showing 359, which is our desired track on the approach course, so everything's happy right now. This is doing exactly what we want it to. So again, this is a perfectly legal approach as long as we are monitoring the VOR, which in this case we're tuned in, we have it identified, we have it indicating on our instrumentation. That's what's important here. Once we hit 1220, which is our barrel minimums, I'll go ahead and hit the altitude hold mode. And then once we cross the missed approach point, we'll go ahead and go around. There's 1220, level off.
Minimums.
3/10 away from our missed approach point. We're arriving at the missed approach point. Alright, let's go around. Go on indicated airspeed climb, go to 85 knots BY, and we'll go into heading mode early. Sling 5 Mike Whiskey's going missed.
Okay, that's it for
Mike Whiskey, roger, contact departure.
Over to departure, Sling 5 Mike Whiskey. Okay, so that was a VOR approach with GPS overlay. I hope that kind of helps you guys out. There's a little bit of question around that, how to properly do that, so I hope that helps you guys. So next one's going to be the ILS that you just heard me request from Flint Approach, so look out for that in the next one, and we'll see you then.